Haley Welch, best known for her off-the-cuff comment. What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time? You gotta give him that hawk to spit all that. You get me? Is under fire after releasing a crypto token that many people online are now saying was nothing more than a scam. I was in an open investigation going to see the FBI, and then the SEC reached out. Everything else was shut down. The hawk Tuah girl, CoffeeZilla, Mimi Cohen's, and even the SEC. At first glance, these names seem worlds apart, yet they collided in one of the most spectacular personal implosions of the social media era, Haley Welch. And for many, it was a downfall that felt entirely deserved. It all began with a spontaneous moment during a street interview in Nashville, Tennessee, in June 2024. A blonde, tipsy, southern-drawled factory worker with no preparation blurted out a silly but oddly addictive phrase. Got to give it that hawk to all that good. Overnight, Haley skyrocketed from an anonymous worker at a Tennessee spring factory to an internet sensation dubbed the Meme Queen. Her video racked up 18 million views in under 48 hours. Seizing the moment, she lawyered up to protect her rights as others cashed in on merchandise and videos tied to her fame. 'Cause I was like, everybody else is making money off of it with merchandise, and he's making money off videos. I was like, that's not fair. Like, it's me. Why am I not making any money? So, I went and I got all my act together. Here I am. The deals came flooding in. A $30,000 appearance at a nightclub for Spencer's retail chain, and a batch of Hawk Tuah hats that sold out and netted $65,000 in days. Not stopping there, Welch launched the Tuah podcast and the Pookie Tuah dating app, her image flooding TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Fans plastered her face on t-shirts, remixed her catchphrase into EDM tracks, and even tattooed it as a badge of a new cultural icon. She founded Paws Across America, a dog charity spreading positivity and rallying donations. Jake Paul hailed her as a new icon. TMZ trailed her every move, and Eminem name-dropped her to promote his album. For a moment, it seemed Hawk Tuah girl might outlive the fleeting trend that birthed her, cementing herself as a lasting pop culture brand. But the spotlight didn't linger. Just 766 days later, Haley faced a storm of accusations. Ungrateful to Tim and DTV, the YouTube channel that first propelled her to fame, tied to a memecoin scam that wiped out investors in hours under SEC scrutiny and drowned in a tidal wave of online backlash. Each attempt to claw her way back only painted her as greedy, slippery, and unlikable in the eyes of her once adoring audience. Haley Welch's brief career can be summed up as a cascade of poor choices, alienating even her fiercest supporters. She had every chance to remain a harmless, funny figure, but instead dove headfirst into financial scandals and controversies. And honestly, after breaking it all down, by the end of this story, you might conclude that Haley was never meant to be a brand at all. So how did Haley Welch, from a girl lacking parental love, living with her grandmother in Belfast, suddenly become a famous phenomenon, earning hundreds of thousands of dollars, but then after a short time was ridiculed by the entire internet as a hypocrite and a fraud? September 2024, Haley Welch, widely known as the Hawk Tuah girl, found herself engulfed in controversy when she downplayed the role of Tim and DTV, a YouTube channel that launched her into internet fame. During an interview, Haley voiced discomfort over the viral spread of her clip, despite having willingly joined friends to record it, fully aware it would be aired. First 2 weeks, I was like, oh my God, why would I talk to them? Why make us the villain if you would do it again? Me personally, I still genuinely don't have hate towards her for real. Adam, not at all. When the Hawk Tuah video exploded online, she requested its removal, but only after 5 days. Tim, the channel's creator, claimed Haley had even engaged a second lawyer to issue a demand letter, a claim she refuted, labeling it fake news on social media. These actions not only eroded her personal credibility, but also tarnished her public image. Many criticized her lack of gratitude as ungracious, urging her to reconsider her stance. Reeling from the uproar and after declining an OnlyFans offer, Haley left Tennessee for Hollywood, staking her future on her podcast, Talk Tuah. Yet, the earlier damage to her reputation took a heavy toll on the podcast's success. Its premiere episode featuring Whitney Cummings drew 2 million views, but much of the audience tuned in to mock rather than support. Subsequent episodes saw a steep decline, with some failing to reach even 30,000 views. The internet's laughter had turned from camaraderie to ridicule. Haley then launched Tuah, a dating app hyped as an AI-driven revolution in love, only for it to be swiftly dismissed as a glitzy, shallow imitation of Tinder. Abruptly, the internet's affection for Haley waned. Sensing her fading goodwill, she shifted gears, founding Paws Across America, a dog-focused charity to raise funds and promote positivity. Some were moved by her efforts, others scoffed, questioning, is this an attempt to clean up her image? Regardless of her intentions, Haley pressed forward, striving to maintain her foothold in the spotlight and prove she was more than just a fleeting meme. As things began to heat up, her charity gaining traction, her podcast stabilizing, and the media starting to smile again, Haley should have known to pause and focus on meaningful community work. But unfortunately, she stumbled into the all-too-human pitfalls of greed and temptation. And as you all know, greed doesn't have a pause button, and Haley couldn't resist its alluring pull. The Hawk Tuah girl took one step further, and this time it was a misstep, marking the most controversial decision of her career.